House of Commons, Article 51A. Notwithstanding anything in this act, a province shall always be entitled to a number of members in the House of Commons, not less than the number of senators representing such province.
Constitution de la Chambre des communes 51A. Nonobstant quoi que ce soit en la présente loi, une province doit toujours avoir un nombre de membres dans la Chambre des communes non inférieur au nombre de sénateurs représentant cette province.
There's a footnote there, number 29, as enacted by the Constitution 1915, and previous it says to this the same thing when it talks about senators. So,
No, with reservation.
not less than the number of senators.
How many people did they say they had in the previous page?
For the senators? On
Wasn't
a
like
déjà
103
posté,
or
yeah.
They're the ones that are in province, but people don't want.
Let's see, let's look
No,
at the index
yeah.
here.
So this, it means that the number of people be equal to the other? None?
So we said before,
You've been marking yes or no on yours?
yeah,
Okay. Let's
number
see,
22.
senators,
Number
legislative.
22, what did we say? We said no.
Okay, for 22 is page 6.
Okay, you said no.
Page 6 on the,
Because of Nunavut.
Right.
okay.
And
Oh, you got
just
it.
before 51A, they talk about Nunavut. So I think we say no with public
Yeah.
draw.
Yeah.
The same.
It's gotta be a public draw.
You should have been putting yes and no.
We just refer to the number of representatives they said before. We
Does
don't-
anybody got a
we
pen
don't care
for
about this.
Loretta?
Here's Red.
So
I'm
we
not
say-
hiring you for my baseball team.
So when we say no with
My eyes
reserve,
wasn't adjusted. Yeah.
For number 51, put in numéro 51,
Cause he got a notwithstanding clause. And that notwithstanding clause is the one that worries me. Cause that could override everything, notwithstanding.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's
That doesn't
notwithstanding
mean-
anything within the present law.
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't really mean.
So what we're asking is we're gonna say vote yes, no or yes on this, and if it's no with reservation?
A representation is already outlined.
Yes,
Section 22.
I would say no with the public draw. If
Yeah.
there's- With the reserve, if there's something to change.
Yeah.
Because we said no to all the 51.
Yeah,
Right.
So I would say no to with reserve on 51A.
okay. Okay,
51 ans, on
tu es
dirait...
d'accord avec ça?
On dirait non avec le
Everybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
On a dit non avec tout.
No reservation? Ok, tu demandes le vote?
Non, je demandais. Passe au vote.
No with reservation.
No avec
Reservation.
reservation. No with reservation.
Continue.
Augmentation du nombre des membres de la Chambre des communes. Article 52. Le nombre des membres de la Chambre des communes pourra de temps à autre être augmenté par le Parlement du Canada pourvu que la proportion établie par la présente loi dans la représentation des provinces reste intacte.
Increase of number of House of Commons. Article 52. The number of members of the House of Commons may be from time to time increased by the Parliament of Canada, provided the proportionate representation of the province prescribed by this act is not thereby disturbed.
No.
Well, again, this is, yeah,
No,
you're saying
I would say
no.
no too because they can't change anything because they said how many people they need.
Yeah,
They
And it
could
goes
be,
by-
And we
they
can
could be
function-
changing as long as the proportion stays intact. So it's as simple as that. Yes, they can change it. This is part of the Constitution. People don't get wrong. So yes, they could be
Yeah.
raising the number for as long as if they put 2 more in Quebec, let's say, for example, they got to put 1 more in British Columbia, 1 more in New Brunswick. So yes, it's possible to modify the
But
composition
I
of
think-
the chamber.
I
Of the
think
House.
as a whole,
But-
if your province increases in population, then you increase your provincial
Yes.
numbers. But at the House of Commons representing Canada, we have the same all the time as
Right.
what's in the Constitution.
Yeah.
It's
in
up
the
to you.
federal level.
But
at the federal level. We don't need more at the federal level.
No,
If your
no,
province
that's-
is bigger, you need more people in your province to.
So the provincial
You're
level
right.
should be the one that goes up and down. This is federal we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So,
you're creating Canada, you're not creating province now.
yeah, I know, but this goes into the provinces
So, but
later.
it's proportional representative, remember that. So if the,
1 minute, guys.
yeah, they got their keys now, give the key for,
Your
Yeah,
key.
what rules?
yeah.
Thank you for your-
Somebody else for key?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, get this guy in.
Get the key, get the key.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we need the key.
Room number 1,
Room number 1? Which
Yes.
one's that?
That's Tammy's room.
number 1.
Oh,
She locked herself out.
you bet. Sir, you wanna open it and then give it back to them?
But we
Sorry.
said yes to this earlier.
I think you should for this one,
Yes,
because
for
it's
this one.
proportional representation,
Yeah.
it's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
Okay, so we say yes.
It's,
Yes.
but that's my suggestion, you don't have to listen
Because
to
we
me.
said yes to it earlier.
It's the lower one, Tammy.
It won't turn it.
Is there
There's
not?
two keys.
No, the upper one is no use.
Yeah, go to,
But I would
Yeah,
say
that
yes
one
to
there.
52.
You got one key only?
Because they're talking about.
Try one of the other.
Doesn't change at the.
yeah,
Right.
then it's the other one.
And we switched, we said yes to it earlier.
Okay, there's 3 keys here.
We're only
Try all
confirming
three.
what we said yes to before.
So what do we say yes?
All 3.
Also, what?
No, they don't have. No,
yeah,
it's
we
not
gotta
working.
wait.
Tell him we
Not
need
working.
key for room
It's not
one.
working.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were looking at me.
I'm gonna get his other eye.
You wanna try one of the black ones?
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, don't be throwing him keys, he's only got one eye.
Juste un peu plus de clé.
So what do we say to number 52?
Un coup de pied dans
I
la
would
porte,
say
elle fait
yes,
pareil.
because we said yes to it.
Here we go, give it back.
Where
Give
did
it,
we say yes?
give back to it.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so
numéro
much, sir.
52,
Thank you very much. Have a good day. On s'en va, c'est pas qu'on va?
Au 52,
Tammy.
yes?
We
Yes?
say
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Ok.
C'est en
Bon,
bas
faut qu'on
là.
attende pour Tammy, là. She's trying to get her key.
Je fais comme ça.
Hopefully she finds her key.
Ah, ouais, ben.
Alright, now it's gonna be real interesting.
Where did we say before that
Talking
we
about
agreed
money.
to proportional representation?
Before?
Yeah.
This, no,
I
this
think
is
we
the
ever got to
article.
that. That's the one.
That's the one article, so this
Yeah.
is why it's very, that's a key article.
So, but before, when they're talking about Senate members,
Yes.
It's
that,
fixed.
That was for the Senate. Now
That's
you're
for
in the House of
Senate. Now
Commons.
this is the federal.
It's a
House of
two-level
Commons.
chamber. Remember? It's
but
a-
it also talked about the House of Commons before too, did it?
Yes, that was all of it, all about the House of Commons. We're all these articles. We've been at it for a few articles now. And now we're gonna get into royal sanction and financial legislation.
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
So what's the vote?
for
Yes.
2?
52.
52.
Yes.
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 Sunny?
Consensus?
Yeah.
Pas autre.
Législation financière, sanction royale, bill pour lever des crédits et des impôts. And you'll have to talk about this one. 53, 53. Tout bill ayant pour but l'appropriation d'une portion quelconque du revenu public, ou la création de taxes devra originer dans la Chambre des communes. Pay real good attention to this one.
Money votes, royal assent. Appropriation and tax bills. Article 53, bills for appropriating any part of the public revenue or for imposing any tax or impost shall originate in the House of Commons.
I would say no.
Also vote.
If you do.
I would say no because they don't, the revenue, the taxes and the income tax doesn't apply to the public.
Yeah, but remember, this constitution only applies to the government. If the House of Commons cannot appropriate tax from the corporation, who does? Private corporation? Pay good attention to this. It's a tricky question. It doesn't speak about taking money from the people.
It says that une portion quelconque du revenu public.
C'est ça. Mais le revenu
Ah, le
public
revenu public, c'est le revenu de...
des corporations, des entreprises, des licences, pas des gens.
Yeah, public revenue,
Nothing
Say no.
apply to the people. Say yes.
yes, because it's public revenue.
Yeah, okay. Mhm.
Otherwise, who's going to tax? The province? Who's gonna tax? Justin Trudeau?
Mhm.
So talk about it, because that's key, real key. That's probably the
So-
most important question in this whole document.
Of appropriating any
Understand
part
it
So
well.
it comes
public
from the
revenue.
Chamber of Commons,
House of Commons.
the House of
Or-
Commons, and it
yeah.
applies to them.
or for
And
imposing
licensee.
any tax
Licensee.
or imposing shall originate in the House of Commons.
So does that give province
No.
power to tax?
No,
No.
Think about it, talk about it. That's key. That's all the money.
that should come from the House of Commons, not a province, or it should come from
Can
the
ICBC
provincial.
start taxing
It
people?
should be right in the House of Commons where we are, is in the House of Commons.
Why should every province have a different tax? You know.
If
in
they
other
want provincial tax, it has to go through.
The House of Commons.
Thank you.
Right,
Think
exactly,
about it.
that's what I'm saying, it's like, why have a different tax for every province kind of thing? It should be the same in every province, everybody should be taxed the same, if there is gonna be a tax. You know, especially an income tax, like, kind of thing.
The public doesn't have to pay for the tax in the Chamber of Commons, right?
House of Commons.
The House of
yeah,
Commons.
comme right now, comme c'est là, le Québec, il y a deux différentes taxes, une pour le fédéral puis une pour le provincial.
La taxe provinciale est-tu vraiment légale si elle n'est pas venue de la Chambre
Des communes.
des communes?
Ouais.
C'est ça la question, c'est pour ça, pensez-y, c'est important ça. Real important that one. That's the entire financial policy of the country.
And it's just the House of Commons that can pass that.
Right, that's for the federal level, c'est au niveau
On the island,
fédéral
we're
pour
pissed off
taxe.
about the harmonized sales tax, they call it.
Yeah, we have the harmonized sales tax too.
Is that, would that be set in this? Is that-
If it's set in the provincial legislature, it has no validity.
The
What we're
HST,
concerned about is we're getting double tax.
Yes.
well,
Tax
that's
on
the
tax.
thing.
Yes.
That would eliminate the
Yeah, talk
provincial
about it.
tax, it all becomes a federal tax now.
There should be no tax period.
Here, yes,
But if we need one, we
exactly,
need
but
one
if we're gonna
all
tax
across the
anybody
board.
at all, it should be coming from the federal level, not the provincial level,
Right.
okay?
It should
That
be the
way,
same across
it's
the
not
board.
a double tax where you're getting taxed on a federal, tax on a level, on a provincial, and then you eventually go to the municipal, you know?
That's your,
Not the public.
that's your
Community.
companies, that pays that tax, not the people.
And people shouldn't be taxed anyway, like, it should be the corporations that get taxed.
So what exactly is this saying?
The
This
public tax, okay, the public, part of
bills
the
for appropriating any part of the public revenue, what is that saying?
public revenue,
Public revenue, I mean, is probably not the revenue from the people, but the revenue from the
corporations and stuff, those are the ones who need to be taxed,
Okay.
not
Yes.
us,
So it's talking about money that's not ours, but
public.
belongs to the government
Mhm.
for imposing any tax or impost.
That could be rewritten in a
shall
better way,
originate-
ça peut être réécrit d'une meilleure
The
façon.
government
Yeah.
revenue is money received by a government. It is an important tool of the fiscal policy of the government and is the opposite factor of government spending.
So it means that the corporations pay the taxes, not the public. Tout paye l'ayant conclu la province.
Well, it's up to
Well, it's up to the House of Commons.
House of the Commons to determine, c'est
Okay.
Basically, this is going to strike
their-
down provincial sales taxes.
That's their problem.
yeah, they would take away the provincial taxes whatsoever, all the provincial taxes.
If they don't come through the House of Commons.
Correct. All right, so like if we
And remember,
say yes to that, then it's like a federal thing. It's not-
remember one thing, it only applies to them, no matter what, it doesn't apply to people.
To the
But when you go to the
corporations.
store, you buy a gizmo from Canadian Tire, they may waive the tax from you, because it's not a buyer's tax, it's a selling tax. Who's selling? That's the question.
Mhm.
They pass them on to you, but they're supposed to take off their profit, but then they're not. They're
Yeah,
raising
they
their
pass, you know,
margin.
the same thing with income tax, it could be, that's the government, it should be the corporation that you're working for that's paying.
We
for
had
it.
that discussion freely yesterday, that's exactly it.
Yeah, the corporations used to pay for that, and then you just tacked it on
So
us.
what do you suggest?
I don't suggest anything, you decide. If it was me, I told you already what I would have done with this entire document except for section 10. Yes to everything except section 10. I would have taken as it is. But you're the people. I'm an official. So, I have nothing to say. I'll obey.
So this means that the tax will come from the House of Commons?
That's it.
Yeah,
So
and that's
the House
agreed,
of Commons who are gonna have to take care of it.
yes.
Yeah, they're the ones who
And
determine.
we've got equal representation in the House of Commons.
Yeah.
So what do you say, yes?
Proportional, not equal, unfortunately. Proportional.
Also that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we,
Thank you, people. That's the way to go. You go for
On
50,
continue.
54
it'll
years.
come on.
Recommend,
Okay, go ahead.
are you guys finished?
Yeah,
sorry.
On va pas le français, là? Comme hier?
c'est pas différent.
Ça fait pas de différence. Recommandation de crédit 54. Il ne sera pas loisible à la Chambre des communes d'adopter aucune résolution, adresse ou bill pour l'appropriation d'une partie quelconque du revenu public ou d'aucune taxe ou impôt à un objet qui n'aura pas au préalable été recommandé à la Chambre par un message du gouverneur général durant la session pendant laquelle telle résolution, adresse ou bill est proposée.
Recommendation of money votes. Article 54. It shall not be lawful for the House of Commons to adopt or pass any vote, resolution, address, or bill for the appropriation of any part of the public revenue or of any tax or impost to any purpose that has not been first recommended to that House by message of the Governor General in the session in which such vote, resolution, address, or bill is proposed.
Also that?
Oui. Yes.
Oui,
Yes.
On
Yes.
continue.
Sanction royale au bill, etc. Article 55. Lorsqu'un bill voté par la Chambre du Parlement sera présenté au gouverneur général pour la sanction du roi, le gouverneur général devra déclarer à sa discrétion, mais sujet aux dispositions de la présente loi et aux instructions de Sa Majesté, ou lorsqu'il le sanctionne au nom du roi, ou qu'il refuse cette sanction, ou qu'il réserve le bill pour la signification du bon plaisir du roi.
Royal assent to bills, etc. Article 55. Where a bill passed by the House of the Parliament is presented to the Governor General for the King's assent, he shall declare, according to his discretion, but subject to the provisions of this Act and to His Majesty's instructions, either that he assents thereto to the King's name, or that he withholds the King's assent, or that he reserves the bill for the signification of the King's pleasure.
Also that?
Oui.
Yes.
oui, yes.
Oui, it's gonna be myself, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And you realize that all appropriation of public revenue originates from the Governor General in the name of His Majesty. So they cannot, in other words, initiate public appropriation from the House. Donc ils peuvent pas s'approprier de leur propre chef un revenu public, ils doivent demander à Sa Majesté auparavant. C'est pas eux autres qui décident. Donc, they don't decide if they will spend more credit or not. His Majesty does.
Okay. You say yes.
Désaveu par ordonnance rendue en conseil aux lois sanctionnées par le gouverneur général. Lorsque le gouverneur général aura donné sa sanction à un bill au nom du roi, il devra, à la première occasion favorable, transmettre une copie authentique de la loi à l'un des principaux secrétaires d'État de Sa Majesté, si le roi en conseil, dans les 2 ans après que le secrétaire général l'aura reçu, juge à propos de le désavouer. Ce désaveu, accompagné d'un certificat du secrétaire d'État constatant le jour où il aura reçu la loi, étant signifié par le gouverneur général par discours ou message à chacune des chambres du Parlement ou par proclamation, annulera la loi à compter du jour de telle signification. This is key article.
2 years? Wow.
Disallowance by order in council of act assented to by Governor General. Article 56. Where the Governor General assents to a bill in the King's name, he shall by the first convenient opportunity send an authentic copy of the act to one of His Majesty's principal secretaries of state, and if the King and Council within 2 years after receipt thereof by the Secretary of State thinks fit to disallow the act, such disallowance with a certificate of the Secretary of State of the day on which the act was received by him being signified by the Governor General by speech or message to each of the houses of the Parliament or by the proclamation shall annul the act where and after the day of such signification.
So it's saying that the king has final consent and he can,
Also, what?
2 secondes.
he can disagree. Right? Agreed?
That's the way I read
We
it.
talk about if the king, within 2 years, the king is gonna be there for another 5 years.
Yeah, c'est pas la longueur du mandat du roi, ça. C'est que dans les 2 ans après que vous ayez octroyé la sanction royale en son nom, le roi peut révisionner tout bill, donc toute loi qui a été votée par la Chambre, et les désavouer.
Je peux le refuser, il faut
Oui.
l'accepter.
C'est ça.
Puis si je le refuse, ils vont repasser au conseil.
C'est ça.
Il faut refaire.
C'est ça.
Faut
Faites vos
qu'on-
devoirs.
En réalité, il faut que tu refasses, tu renvoies ça au conseil législatif. Si moi je suis pas content,
En Chambre des communes.
en chambre des communes, tu renvoies ça là, puis on recommence.
So we say yes.
Well, you want to say what you just said in
Say
English
yes.
again?
Yes.
Let them read it, they're not discussing. This is key article. Who has the final say?
The king?
The king.
So imagine for a moment we are the House of Commons, right? I'm the elected, you're the Senate, she's the Governor General, he's the King. I decide on behalf of the people, we vote whatever law, doesn't matter. The Senate gets to sanction it, they think it's constitutional, then it gets revisioned by the Governor General, gets the sanction. And when it comes to the King, he talks to a state secretary and they read it all and they think it through. Wait, there's a problem. Article 17. No, this one. The rest of it is good. He says no. Goes back to her, goes back to the Senate. Everybody gets to do their job again.
Okay.
So it's protection layers, right?
Yeah.
I would say
So-
I
yes.
like that.
Yeah, I
So
would say
key
yes.
article.
Say
You
yes.
do what you want. You want constitutional monarchy? This is the way it works.
Yeah.
Well, if the king has the last word.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what it says right
You
here.
want a republic?
Because
The power
he
ends
puts
with the
it back-
chamber.
He gives it
Because
to
the king is
somebody,
supposed, the king is supposed
they
to.
check it and come back and say, yes, it's okay, so he has, or, no, we got something, so he sends it back to her.
Yeah.
She sends it
Do
back
your
and says,
homework.
fix it.
That's it. Do your job. We're not against the law, but there's a problem.
And remember that the king works for the people,
That's right.
so.
So that's a big
Number
yes.
56, we say we.
And then there's another layer of protection, which is the grand jury.
Passe au vote.
We.
We,
Oui.
yes.
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 Tammy? Yes.
Are you falling asleep over there?
No,
Continue.
I'm looking up stuff on my phone while we're doing this.
Oh, okay.
Signification du bon plaisir de la reine quant au bill réservé. 57. Un bill réservé à la signification du roi, lapsus. Du bon plaisir du roi n'aura ni force ni effet avant et à moins que dans les 2 ans à compter du jour où il aura été présenté au gouverneur général pour recevoir la sanction du roi, ce dernier ne signifie par discours ou message à chacune des 2 chambres du Parlement ou par proclamation qu'il a reçu la sanction du roi en conseil. 2 secondes. Ces discours, messages ou proclamations seront consignés dans les journaux de chaque chambre et un double dûment certifié en sera délivré à l'officier qu'il appartient pour qu'il le dépose dans les archives du Canada.
Signification of King's pleasure on bill reserved. Article 57. A bill reserved for the signification of the King's pleasure shall not have any force unless and until within 2 years from the day on which it was presented to the Governor General for the King's assent. The Governor General signifies by speech or message to each of the houses of the Parliament or by proclamation that it has received the assent of the King in Council. Any entry of every such speech, message, or proclamation shall be made in the journal of each house, and a duplicate thereof, duly attested, shall be delivered to the proper officer to be kept among the records of Canada.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he has to ask.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Passe au vote.
we.
Yeah. Yes.
The next chunk is part 5, provincial constitution. You're gonna have lots of fun with that one. I suggest a 10-minute break.
10-minute break?
There's gonna be many problems with this
We
one.
will never get through if we don't keep going. We still got like 50 pages.
Yeah, but the
C'est quoi la
Charter of
raison
Right
du
and
break?
Freedom will mostly be
Yes,
easy
yes,
part.
yes.
Yes, for most of it, it's good. So, it's
So
really
why do we have to
1867.
why do we have to take a break for this one?
Non, parce que ici, on va trouver 11 problèmes avec la Constitution du Québec.
Oh, no.
Tout le conseil législatif est là-dedans.